Rudraj, my voice is audible? Okay.
Yes.
Yes, we can start the session. Okay. Okay. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, participants all over the world. Today we are going to have a session on Amazon OpenSearch, and the speaker of the day is Dhiraj Chaudhary. He is a lead system engineer at Top Fortune 500. Yeah. So moving to fifth IR, which stands for Fifth Industrial Revolution. We have over 100,000 strong community of technologists from all over the world. We deal with technical sessions, consultations, projects on multi-cloud strategy, data science and AI, blockchain, and extreme engineering. We also help technologists to share their learning and get opportunities through our partners worldwide. So this is a short infography of how we are growing. We have offered 1,000+ sessions through our platform www.fifthia.com. We have 300+ speakers associated with our platform, and we have 27,000+ members associated with our platform. These are the few masterminds, MEPs associated with our platform. We are academic partner of Alibaba Cloud, and these are the few courses which we have done in line with Alibaba Cloud, and you can access these courses and you can get certificates directly from Alibaba Cloud. Yeah, how we can help you? We can help you to build your knowledge, digital presence, and help you in other ways when you are looking for jobs through our community. All you can access through our platform www.fifthir.com, which stands for Fifth Industrial Revolution. As a part of our community, we are going to provide free level 1 certificate for all the participants, and you can access the certificate by providing the secret code, which we will provide at the end of the session. So this is a sample certificate which you can access, which you can claim, and you can get the certificate by providing the secret code, and in turn you can share the certificate to the social media platform directly from this page. And moving to the speaker of the day, it is Dhiraj Chaudhary. He's a lead engineer and he's a AWS community builder. He is associated with different roles in the organization, such as lead system engineer, technology designer, analyst, senior engineer, application development, senior software engineer. He's actively engaged with voluntary activities such as group lead in AWS User Group Pune. He's a social media coordinator at AWS User Group Nashik. You can see more about him in the given LinkedIn profile. Now, without any ado, I am going to hand over the session to Dhiraj Chaudhary. Over to you, Dhiraj Chaudhary.
Thank you so much, Gavaskar. Thank you for the same. So let me just go ahead and share my screen right away without wasting much time. So is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, I can proceed.
So let's get started. So without wasting much time, so today we are going to talk about Amazon OpenSearch. What is Amazon OpenSearch? It is a managed service offered by AWS. So we are going to talk about it. So before that, I will just give my small introduction, which has already been covered by Gavaskar. Thank you so much, Gavaskar, for that. So I guess I can skip this slide and directly jump onto the agenda, what we are looking for. So the agenda that we are looking for is, first we will understand that what is Amazon OpenSearch, what are the features and benefits of Amazon OpenSearch, and the different ways of streaming CloudWatch logs to Amazon OpenSearch cluster that we create in terms of log analysis, in terms of doing a full text search query, in terms of writing watcher alerts from the logs that we are getting, in terms of streaming the matrices from our CloudWatch to OpenSearch cluster, where we can perform further actions onto it. So, and a real-time use case, which might show you that how exactly this is used uh, in the production level enterprise implementation. So moving forward, so let's first understand what exactly is Amazon OpenSearch. So if you remove Amazon, what is OpenSearch? OpenSearch is actually open source application monitoring and clickstring analysis to application that is available. So if you see OpenSearch, so for example, if I take you to the official website of Amazon OpenSearch, so this is the official website that you can see over here. So this is, what is this? It's an open source application that can be used. So this is an open source project. And why it is called as Amazon OpenSearch? Because Amazon is providing managed services on this specific application that you can use. So what is the power of Amazon OpenSearch service? Why we should use it? So the reason for that is you can actually ingest a lot of different inputs to Amazon OpenSearch service. So some of them that you can see in the diagram is log files, messages, matrices, configuration information, documents, and list. So you can consume, send them as an ingestion to Amazon OpenSearch, and once it is into Amazon OpenSearch, then you can start doing different activities like application and infrastructure monitoring, then security info and event management. Or you can fetch different types of output by performing search, analyze, and visualize logs to get real-time insights. So what is this real-time insight? So for example, suppose if I'm running a EC2 instance, so I have 100 EC2 instances. So if I'm streaming all the logs of the EC2 instances by creating an index, what I can do is I can create a dashboard out of it, and that dashboard can be monitored by my uh, support team, who is taking care of the production environment, by using which they can understand that which EC2 instances are going down, that is on the production level, and based on that they can take a proactive action onto it. So that is one example of the real-time insights that you can capture. And when you're doing real-time insights, that means real-time streaming of the data. So there are multiple ways that you can stream your data. So when it is real-time streaming, you can use Amazon Kinesis. But if you don't have real-time streaming, you are just looking to store your logs and afterwards perform some full text search queries or some DSL queries, or different types of queries that Amazon OpenSearch offers. You can use it for that. So moving ahead. Okay. So what are the features and benefits? So it is fast, scalable, and full text search. What is full text search? So whenever we are performing a specific search, we actually focus on one specific keyword, what that keyword is. So based on that keyword, whenever you are doing a full text search, there is in the backend, you can say in the metadata or in the cache, a specific database like structure gets created where indexing is done for a specific keyword that we are looking for, and based on that it performs a search which is very fast. Now over here you can see it helps users to find right information within the application. The reason for that they are saying is because if I take you over here, so full text search queries that OpenSearch offers are of multiple types, and their documentation is so neat and clean that it would be easy for you to understand that what exactly you want to use. So there is one example. Let's understand that how searches are performed. So over here, so search is performed. This is full text search. So we are using a keyword wind. So when we are performing a search by using wind, it will search for wind. So this is a match case. So it will only search for a wind. So in the similar way, there are multiple options that you can use as part of query types, as part of your requirement, and you can perform a full text search, which will give you results into nanoseconds. Trust me. So in this documentation, you can see that what are the different types of queries you can look for, you can vouch for, and what are the advanced filter options also. So advanced filter option means when you have to search for a wildcard character, star, or so these usually this kinds of full text search that you can see over here, This is usually used in watcher alerts. What are watcher alerts? The way we write uh, alarms in CloudWatch, the same way we write watcher alerts into OpenSearch. So over there, these kinds of queries are being used. And in this documentation, you need to understand that what are the supported types and what are not the supported types before you go ahead and use this full text search queries. Now, the second benefit of Amazon OpenSearch is application infrastructure monitoring. So what I mean by that is, so application infrastructure monitoring means whatever infrastructure that is already there at your end. So what you can do is you can create a matrices in CloudWatch, and you can based on that matrices you can stream the logs to OpenSearch, and over there you can use different types of dashboard by using which you can understand what exactly is going on onto your system. So the dashboard can be of multiple types. So for example, you can use graphs also as part of a dashboard. You can use this kinds of dashboards also, where you can stream your logs and you can see the logs directly by performing a DSL queries. So there are multiple ways of doing it. Based on your business requirement, you can do it. Now, moving back, security event information management, centralized logs. So for example, suppose if I go to CloudWatch, so in CloudWatch, if you can see, there are multiple log groups. So what is the point over here? It is saying that centralized logs to enable real-time security monitoring. So for example, uh, what I mean by that is, suppose if I'm creating a log group over here, EC2 logs, and if I stream all the EC2 instances that I have under this log group, so what I can do is I can just click on this, and I can directly go ahead and perform action by using subscription filter. See, by using which I can directly push this logs over there, and once I push this logs over there, it so by using the OpenSearch console, I can create a dashboard out of it where I can do a real-time security monitoring and forensic analysis. Now, the operational health and tracking. So operational health and tracking is also related to the in the same pattern itself. So in security, thing that you can stream logs for sensitive logs like CloudTrail, where you are capturing the events, or you can take logs of WAF, you can take logs of guard duty. There are different multiple events that occur. So most of the events are usually captured in CloudTrail logs. So that is a go-to thing. But many of the security events that have been captured, the more focus is towards VPC logs as well as the CloudTrail log. Now, in terms of operational health and tracking, so operational health and tracking is whenever for example, you can take an example. Suppose if I am having a database, I'm streaming my database logs onto OpenSearch. When I'm streaming my database logs on OpenSearch, it is my production environment, and I have to make sure that that database never goes down. So if I see an error, that is error 500, immediately I should get an alert. So this kinds of monitoring that we set up, these are known as operational health tracking, as well as it is also known as proactive monitoring. So as part of this proactive monitoring, what we are actually sensing is whether our production environment is going down or it is working as per our requirement. So in this case, what we would do is we would target the keyword error 500 along with few error data along with it, and we can set an alert. What this alert will do is this alert can send us email or any other notification mechanism like Teams message or something, which can be routed, and based on which you can perform an immediate action, or you can see what exactly has been gone wrong. So for example, suppose if I am using a RDS instance, RDS database into a specific availability zone or in a specific region. So if it is going down, how exactly you will come to know? You will have to check the health dashboard of AWS, by using which you would understand whether that specific region is down or not. So as part of proactive operational health tracking, what you can do is you can utilize the events of that specific health dashboard also, that is from AWS, and based on that also you can do proactive monitoring. So let's move ahead and let's understand what are the benefits of OpenSearch. So What OpenSearch do is OpenSearch supports AWS Management Console APIs and AWS CLI. So over here on the screen, what I can show is over here is so it provides you very good interface by using which you can see that what are all the resources which are been consumed, what are the scheduled updates which are going to come as part of your underlying infrastructure. So whenever you are using this specific uh, managed Amazon OpenSearch. Uh, so it is managed. That doesn't mean that there is nothing that is going around. But yes, whenever you are hosting this application is going to be hosted on some specific EC2 instances. So whenever there are new scheduled updates for that EC2 instances, which would be taken care by them. So you can see over here that what are the scheduled updates, and based on that, if you want, you can also reschedule it. If you have, if it requires any downtime or something which might impact your business in that specific hours. So you can see scheduled updates. You can see which all resources are being consumed over here. Okay. Apart from that, you can also see whenever we are creating Amazon OpenSearch, we create different domains over here. Then uh, the instances that we use as part of that specific Amazon OpenSearch. So the underlying instances, it can be reserved instances that are on lease, or it can be different types of instances also as per our requirement. So all these things you can see over here. VPC endpoints, you might know that when you have to, suppose if I am having an architecture in which I have a Amazon OpenSearch cluster, okay, and I have to archive my logs after some time. So for that log archiving, if I have to push my logs to S3 bucket, and my specific OpenSearch is working into my private network within my company, what exactly would have to do is I would have to use VPC endpoints or gateway endpoints or different multiple endpoints to keep the connectivity going on between multiple sections of the cluster that would be using over here. So so that's what we see over here, that it supports AWS Management Console. It also supports API and AWS CLI. So there are specific APIs also that you can look for the documentation, and there are AWS CLI commands also by using which you can make many changes which are part of this. So right now I have not opened that specific documentation, but if I open over here, so you can see these are all the available commands that you can use. So I guess it's more than 50 plus. So you by using this, you can delete a domain, you can create a domain, you can authorize VPC endpoints access, you can add tags to the specific things, describe VPC endpoints, a lot of things you can do by using AWS CLI. Now, moving forward, OpenSearch service domains offer encryption of data at rest. So, as you know that it's tightly integrated with Amazon, and Amazon is providing it as a managed service. So, it offers encryption of data at rest. So, whenever data is saved at S3 bucket, or if it is stays saved into EBS volumes, so all this data is encrypted at rest. So whenever it is saved, it's not talking about transit data, it is talking about data at rest. Okay. Now, role-based access control. So as it has been hosted on Amazon, it is very tightly integrated with IAM, that is identity access management, based on which you can actually control the access to OpenSearch by using different uh, offerings of IAM that AWS offers, as it is tightly integrated. Now, security at index, document, and field level. So whenever you create a specific, whenever you're streaming some specific logs from OpenSearch, from CloudWatch to OpenSearch, what we do is first we create an index. So the index that we are creating, that index would be having uh, give us options on different levels, that might be field levels. Okay, so that security is also taken care of. Now, OpenSearch dashboard supports multi-tenancy. So the HTTP basic authentication for OpenSearch and OpenSearch dashboard is also available as part of OpenSearch benefit. Now, moving forward, so there are three different types of queries that OpenSearch service uh, offers you. So first is domain specific language. So instead of talking, I would show you how exactly this DSL queries look like. So you can see this is a DSL query by using which you can perform your search. So this is a DSL query by using which you can perform. So for example, over here, I am performing a search onto my logs. Suppose this is all the logs. Oh, sorry. These are the logs which are being streamed over here. So what I can do is I can perform a query onto this logs that I am getting, and on that logs, so for example, suppose over here there is a log stream at the rate log stream. So what I can do is I can use match, and instead of user ID I can add log stream and I can give a log stream name. So it will specifically search for all that log streams as part of the logs which are being ingested towards it. So that is one example of DSL query that you can use. So there are multiple ways of using DSL queries. So term level, joining queries. So all this is very well documented over here. So you can, after this session, if required, or if the chat is available, I will share all these links of the official documentation. Okay. Now, moving forward to the second one. The second one is SQL queries with OpenSearch. So it also supports SQL queries. Let me give you an example that what kind of SQL queries you can run. So over here you can see these are the SQL query syntax that it actually allows you to use. So a person who is having a good background onto SQL side, and if he wants to use his expertise in performing search onto the logs that you are consuming as part of OpenSearch, you can do it over here. So on this page, you can see the basic queries, but apart from these basic queries, there are more queries also that you can vouch for by using the documentation. But as part of the documentation, it is just covering this select from where, group by, having, order by, and limit. So these are the basic queries, and it also shows that what kind of rule, expression, atom, predicate, all these things it use, and what are the execution orders that you have to look for, and what are the indentations you should be vouching for in a diagrammatic format, which would help you explain that how it performs a search, and with few examples that when you are performing a select star from accounts, how your data will be retrieved, and how you can store that data, and how you can perform different types of aliases onto the field names that you want to use. Moving towards, that is the piped processing language. The third supported multi-query language is PPL. So what is PPL? PPL is nothing but pipe processing language is a query language that lets you use pipe syntax to explore, discover, and query data stored in OpenSearch. So if you see a very simple example, it shows that when you are performing a search, you are using a pipe over here. So by using this pipe, you can explore, discover, and query data stored in your OpenSearch. And these are a few examples over here. So you can see this is a query that has been performed, and this has been separated by using pipe over here with different conditions. Okay. So these are the three types of uh, query languages which are being supported by OpenSearch. Now let's move next. So whenever you stream your logs, so for example, if I go over here, what exactly we do is uh, in CloudWatch dashboard, if you're doing it from AWS console, then we are going to do it in this way. But if you're doing it with CLI or something else, or by using the APIs, the method would be different. Right now, what I'm talking about is the method by using AWS Management Console. Okay, so over here, if I first, actually you have to select the log group, and once you select the log group, you will get this option, and you have to use subscription filters, and based on the subscription filters you can actually stream your logs onto OpenSearch cluster. Okay, so there are different ways of streaming your logs that I would be covering very soon after a few of the slides. So that is how you stream your logs, and whenever you stream your logs, the first things which gets created is index. So whenever an index is getting created, based on that index, it will fetch all the data along with the available fields which are been sent. What are these available fields? So if I go in any of the log group right now, which might have logs into it, let me see. So this is not having any log stream. Let me see. Mhm. Okay. So, for example, right now we only have two columns over here. But if you are having a log which is going to have a lot of columns and data into it, so all these available fields are going to be available for you when you're going to index your streaming logs onto OpenSearch cluster. So this is the Kibana dashboard where you can see it and where you can sort it. And by using this only, you can perform the queries onto this logs, or you can create a dashboard also or visualization also from this specific Kibana dashboard. So over here, these are all the available fields. Now it depends on you that what exactly you like. So whenever you see any field that you want to pull it over here on the right hand side, you just hover on this specific field and click on the plus sign. It will automatically get it over here, and you can rearrange it also based on your requirement. Now, as part of this screenshot, I have just taken three of the columns, that is log group, log stream, and message over here, which I would be using. And time is always going to be there by default. You cannot remove it. So this is the date and timestamp which is going to be available. Now, whenever you take your data, whenever you go to your dashboard, as I said, you can perform different types of query. So if you click over here on this DQL, so it gives you the option of different types of queries that you can use on to fetch the data. But apart from that, so this is one time activity that you perform which you cannot save. But if you want to add create a kind of filter by default to sort your data every time, so what you can do is you can add a filter over here, and this in this filter you can save your search that you need to perform, or and that would be in JSON format, a kind of full text search that we were looking for, the same kind of format, and you can save the filter over here. And whenever you open the Kibana dashboard, it will give you pop-up that these are all the filters available for you. You can use any of the filters to sort your data, and based on that you can perform your further actions of creating dashboards, or you can create for the bar charts or any other visualization out of it. So this is one example of the data visualization that has been created from the logs that we have streamed onto it. So this is just a kind of graph which is showing a visualization of the data that is being provided. So over here right now I'm not having the cluster up and running. It is onto my production environment, which I'm not allowed to show you because that is from my office side. Otherwise I would have loved to show you that how you can create it in real time and how data is going to be displayed. So you can choose any type of a visualization over here based on the requirement. So for example, right now the visualization that I showed you, it is a line graph. So apart from this, you can use horizontal bar, Gantt chart, area controls, whatever you want based on your business requirements. So moving ahead, so there are different types of CloudWatch log subscription filters. So what this CloudWatch log subscription filters do is this streams your data onto OpenSearch cluster. So for streaming this data onto OpenSearch cluster, if I am streaming it by using AWS Lambda, what it will do is I will go on log group, I will click on this actions, subscription filter. So when I click on create Lambda subscription filter, it will automatically go ahead and it will create a Lambda for me, which would be Node.js. And what is the work of that Lambda is that specific Lambda is only going to stream the logs onto open source cluster. But over here you don't have that kind of quick availability of the data that you're looking for. If you want to stream real-time data which would be streamed onto OpenSearch in nanoseconds without any delay, as you have a business use case of monitoring it for your business critical application. At that time, you can use Kinesis data streams, because Kinesis data stream is used to share your logs in real time without any delay. But yes, this one is very costly compared to the other two ones. Now you can also use Kinesis data firehose to stream your data onto OpenSearch. So these are the three filters which are been provided out of box by AWS itself, by using which you can stream your data. So let's see some of the examples. So for example, if you're having a VPC flow log that is being streamed to it, Amazon CloudWatch, you can go ahead and you can create a OpenSearch subscription filter, which will stream your data onto the OpenSearch cluster, and then you can arrange your data. You can perform action onto it by using the Kibana dashboard that we were looking over here for a long time. So that is one example of sharing your VPC logs by using OpenSearch subscription filter. That is the Lambda that we just spoke about. The second one is, this is a small kind of use case that I worked upon in my previous company where I was working. So what exactly we were doing is, so the sources for us was Amazon RDS. So whatever logs that we were getting from Amazon RDS, those logs were being configured to be written on Amazon CloudWatch. So whenever the logs were written on Amazon CloudWatch, over there we had created a subscription. What that exactly the subscription was doing is, it was sending the data to Amazon Kinesis data firehose, and this firehose was actually sending data to the consumer of S3. So whenever on S3 the logs were getting stored, on the put event of that S3 bucket, we had created a, you can say, event driven automation. What it used to do is, whenever there is a put object, it used to send that event and store that event into Amazon SQS, and onto that Amazon SQS, based on the messages that we have into SQS, there was a job which was running, which was taking all those messages one by one, that is first in first out, and Lambda was processing those. What was the process that they were doing is, so in RDS, suppose if I am getting 30 columns, okay, but my requirement is only and only for 4 columns. So what this Lambda was doing is, this log processor used to remove the unwanted data that we are not vouching for, and after that it was streaming that specific data to OpenSearch service. Now why it was doing that? Because they don't want to push a lot of data onto Amazon OpenSearch, because trust me, whatever data we are pushing to Amazon OpenSearch for our work, we have to be very mindful, because whatever you are going to store, you are going to be charged for it. So if you it is upon you that what kind of automation or what kind of mechanism you create, by using which you can reduce the data that you don't want to vouch for, and instead of that, send only meaningful data to OpenSearch, where you would be providing where you would be running your queries to get genuine data as part of an analysis out of it. And whenever as part of this specific Lambda, whenever there was any failed process which was being performed by the log group, so automatically those were getting saved into the backup bucket, by using which we used to understand that what are the problems that are coming in, and based on that we used to modify the log processor Lambda, update the code, so that next time if that kind of issue comes, it can be handled from the log processor Lambda itself. So that is one of the example that is kind of a real-time use case that can be implemented. Now moving to Kinesis data stream. So as you can see, there are multiple logs like VPC flow logs, CloudTrail, Amazon EC2, whatever logs you want, you can stream to Amazon CloudWatch, And by using Kinesis data stream, if you want to do real-time streaming, you can use Amazon Kinesis data streams to send it to Amazon OpenSearch. Now let's understand that how exactly it works into along with the security hub for SIEM. Okay, so over here I will show you what exactly is. First, let's understand the architecture. On the left hand side, you can see AWS organization, multi-region, multi-account. What we mean by that is, so this specific organization that you see, there are different OUs which are being created over here, and these all OUs are actually deployed onto multiple regions and multiple accounts. So what is AWS organization? AWS organization in layman language is kind of service which helps you segregate your multiple accounts into small sections, by which you can understand that what exactly is your business unit doing based on the accounts that has been allocated to that specific thing. So let me give an example that suppose if these three are my OUs. So one would be production, one would be a test, and the third one would be dev. So I have 10 accounts onto it, I have 20 accounts onto it, and I have 30 accounts under this. So these would be all three OUs. So what is the benefit of using organization? So as suppose all of this are coming under one management account. So this is the parent and these are all the childs. So if I want to enforce any specific policy onto these three accounts. So for example, as per my project requirement, I don't want anyone to create a S3 bucket. I don't want to provide them any permissions. So instead of going on every OU and setting up that security console service control policy, what I would do is I will directly go over here, create a SCP policy, and it will automatically be inherited by all these other OUs. So that is the concept of organization, which usually every company use as part of their landing zone implementations. So now let's see what exactly the implementation is over here. So right now we are having a AWS Security Hub member accounts over here, and whatever the findings are there as part of the aggregation on this members accounts, it has been routed to AWS Security Hub administrator accounts. These are all AWS accounts that we are talking about, and all those are being exported to the S3 bucket. Apart from that, if you see, one of the AWS service is exporting it, uh, uh, performing a S3 export for all the logs which are over here and sending it to S3 buckets. One is all, the other one is also doing the same, and this one is doing the same by using Kinesis Firehorse. So all this data is either it is going directly to this S3 bucket, that is centralized log bucket, or if somebody is pushing it to some other bucket, they have enabled a replication by using which all these logs are going to a centralized log bucket. Now, once all these logs arrives over here, there is an event which has been configured onto this S3 bucket, based on which a trigger is performed, and this trigger goes ahead and initiates this Lambda. What this Lambda is? It is a AWS Lambda ETL and enrichment process. So as you are aware of the ETL process, so this ETL process is being taken care as part of this Lambda, and based on that, after the ETL process, it streams the log to Amazon OpenSearch. So that is one way of doing it. And in Amazon OpenSearch, then you can use Amazon SNS or something, to perform. You can manipulate your data based on the requirement that you have. So over here, what you can see is there are multiple ways by using which you can export your data to S3 bucket, or you can stream your data directly to OpenSearch. So there are multiple ways of doing it. So Amazon, and by using Amazon OpenSearch, you can do analysis of that specific uh, you can actually analyze visualize your logs and get real-time insights of the logs which are being streamed onto your Amazon OpenSearch cluster which you have been provisioned. So this is what exactly we aimed for. I do understand that this would have been more clear if I would have Amazon Open Search cluster set up for you, where I could have shown you that how you can use the Kibana dashboard, how you can set alerts onto it, how you can write a full text search query, and how this full text search query gives you the output, how this output can be consumed again and passed to another query by using which you can perform some specific action, how you can perform that action by triggering a API onto AWS once it has been initiated from OpenSearch. So there are multiple ways that we can do by using Amazon OpenSearch. So I guess this is what I'm looking forward to cover today as part of just an overview of Amazon OpenSearch. So that's it from my end. Thank you so much, guys, for being patient and listening to me. Meanwhile, what I can do is, uh, if you would like to connect with me, you can scan this QR code and you can connect with me. Meanwhile, what I would love to do is I would share the different links that I have used to showcase you that what exactly we are doing over here in the chat section. So it would be easy for you guys to go through it. So I have pasted all these links into your chat. So people who are looking to explore this documentation, you can check that. And apart from that, if you want to, explore how to create a cluster. So this is only OpenSearch, okay? The one that I was talking about, which would be, which is an open source offering and which comes under CNCF. So this is not a Amazon OpenSearch, but yes, this is the OpenSearch which has been, uh, provided to you guys as part of Amazon's OpenSearch offering. So in this documentation, whatever you see, the same thing you have to use over there. The only difference is it is going to be hosted on AWS cloud. But apart from that, all the documentation over here is very helpful. You can see how you can manage indexes that we were talking about. Then you can create different index templates to bring some automation. Then how you can use OpenSearch dashboards. So they have given it over here that these are the sample data. They also provide a sample data. So verify the access to OpenSearch, and by using the sample data you can consume it and see what kind of beautiful dashboards you can create. And you don't have to create it from scratch. They have some sample examples also by using which you can use it. See, and this is what we are talking about. See, you can perform queries over here as part of this Kibana dashboard. You can do a discovery. You can add filter that I was talking about in this filter. This is a filter that you can create by using the dashboard. Okay, let me just see if I can. And if you click on edit as query DSL over here, you can also put your JSON code. So these are the graphs that we were talking about. You can create multiple graphs by adding it over here. And this is the visualization panel. So a lot of things that you guys can do with this specific OpenSearch cluster. And this documentation is very good. And it also shows the dev tools which are being used. See. And the most important thing, whenever you guys propose this kinds of solutions onto your company, at that time the company is first and foremost interested to understand that what is the security posture and what are the security things that are being offered as part of this specific offering. So if you go over here in security in OpenSearch, it will show you that what kind of security it actually provides you, what are the security protocols it supports and everything. And you can also, this is a new thing which came in very recently, that is machine learning. You can use this different kinds of algorithms also as part of your observability. And as I was talking about log ingestion, event analytics, so all these things are properly covered it over here. And as we discussed, DSL queries, there are 3 types of DSL queries. All these queries you will get over here. So all the examples are there. And apart from that, you can see what are the tools it offers. There's Logstash, then how you can provision it by using this. So for example, if I take this example of Terraform, it will show you there is a provider also in Terraform by using which you can create your cluster as code. So there are many things that you can do as part of this OpenSearch, and your best buddy to explore it would be this official documentation. And make sure that you should know that what exactly is the open source version that you are working upon, and what are the differences between the latest version and the older version. Because it should not be like, suppose right now you have uh, you are watching the latest documentation 2.7, and while implementation you're doing it on 1.3, and you might face a issue where you would understand that it's not working. So it happened with one of my uh, friend. He actually did all the analysis by using OpenSearch 2.7, and then he was installing OpenSearch 1.3 because his company was on the roadmap of installing 1.3. So you should understand the difference between both of them. So there is a documentation for that also, for understanding that what are the changes between 1.3 and 2.7. So this is, I will just paste this link also to you guys. So I guess that's it from my end. Uh, Please say, Gavaskar,
Yeah.
over to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Participants, any questions you can ask. You can unmute yourself and you can ask. So I have shared the link and speaker code in the chat. So let me share the screen again, and I will share the speaker code.
Okay. So one more thing, Gavaskar, if you allow me, should I share with them some other resources by using which, if they want to create a cluster,
Yeah, sure.
they can. Okay. So guys, I have actually a few of hands-on videos that I have created on YouTube. So one is on how you can create an open source cluster. Another one is how you can create your dashboards and visualize your data by using OpenSearch. So if you are interested to explore it more, you can use that. But just remember, this is on the older version, that is 1.3. Okay. So don't compare it with the latest version, because there are many enhancements which came in into 2.7, and for that I would be releasing videos very soon. So right now, these all videos that I'm sharing right now, it is on the 1.3 X version of OpenSearch.
Okay, participants, the speaker code is MBW0H5. So I have shared the speaker code in the chat. So you can access the certificate by clicking the link which is shared in the chat and providing the secret code in the private dashboard.